Crystalline ships sail into endless sky, their bellies empty of cargo and light. Reaching the end of no horizon, sky falls through the sea, and bottomlessness erupts through the tempest of forever, plunging, diving deep, cutting through the knife. The absence of incessant hunger shines in the tale of before and after the storm. Was there ever a longing for cloudless skies and warm, gentle waters lapping? Or is this an old-time movie burning, cellophane liquidity dissolving the stillness and the songs that projected a dancer on the canyon walls, enchanted with the shadows sliding? Invisible now the hunger to be filled, drinking in the mirage that drinks me. A slow motion whirlwind unwound the rainbow, collapsing through its own absence. It simply takes my breath away, yet I breathe the universe as it breathes me. And these fingers paint the world as the world paints this softness that erases itself. Softly colors breathe, the exhale paints pinwheels, spinning wind songs into the dream. Petals fall, was there a flower? Dreams collapse, was there ever a world to which we could return? Or are we this dream of distant flowers blooming through the vastness, where galaxies collide and love is the sparks flying through your eyes, your heart, these words that have no meaning, yet are not meaningless? They ignite the memory of stories to be told by the campfire, and we emerge in the sharing and watch the shadows of our lovers dance across the nighttime forest enchantment. How could I erase you from myself? Gulls hang under the gathering storm. Clouds pour the memory of night into the looming. Sunlight splashes from under the horizon, diamonds in a darkening sea. Mending your heart with autumn leaves, tears sliding into open, breaking love explodes into the golden, sliding along the rippling. The belief in a pure consciousness or awareness is a substitute for an imaginary self, an imaginary unchanging thing. It is like a placeholder, like the number 0, which seems to fill in the emptiness. So many long to shed the clothes of self, which self is, as there is not even emptiness underneath the beautiful adornment of thought, of memory. And when teachers tell them that they are timeless awareness, it sounds like the ultimate escape. But there is no inside or outside to run to, no horizon to cross, no place to reach, or you will become a non-self, a silent, pure awareness, as there is no perception without a perceiver, although these are not two, nor one, nor none. Wrong and right are stories, as well as true and false, real and unreal, changing and unchanging. There must be imaginary separation to have a reference point, and if that point of view is believed and felt to be solid and unchanging, the rest of the dream appears to be happening to that person. And it feels like that imaginary center to the swirling thought dream is actually moving through a background of time and space. What makes the daytime dream feel more real than the nighttime dream? Does the nighttime dream feel more real than the day during the night? When owls loom on telephone poles and call into the darkness that you cannot hear. In the daytime dream, there can be memory of the nighttime dream, especially upon awakening, and a feeling of, oh my, I am happy or sad that that was not real. So it is the belief in separation dissolving which somehow erases the feeling of separation, and memory serves to tell the story of before and after awakening. Yet the story is known to be a story, as well as this. Trying to find a thing like truth is like sky trying to bite a piece of sky. Infinity rips, words lose their letters as silence slides through sound. Your heart is left breathing love songs in the darkness. Cat on my pillow, morning dawns. The belief in a vessel of thought or awareness breaks, and the content inside is not different or separate from the outside. So nothing is added or subtracted to the dreamscape of things when thingness is no longer believed. As there were never any things, or anyone to see or not see this, there is nothing to see. But it feels like love has flooded all horizons and collapsed the battlements, the castle, and unearthed the ground of being as it dissolves in the absence of solidity and liquidity. An ocean of love without drops or water or ocean. The river slides into its own wetness and weeps at the beauty of weeping. We are imaginary winds sliding through our own imagination, and it seems like we emerge only in this whirlpooling ballet of nothing and everything. A gypsy shawl of mirrors falling out of the cloth. Crystalline tears are prisms of love pouring colors into a song familiar and new, where love dawns all words and spins us into her aching heart and splashes us through deep wall-less canyons, shimmers us into the desolate desert where we meet at the oasis and drink the sublime ecstasy of life. And as love swallows us, we are the taste of taste, the swallowing, the fullness, and the hunger. She wanted to tattoo the silence on her tongue so that only her heart would speak, as her heart longed to burst through her chest. But only words fell through her breath. Echoes slid into the windy night, and moon reflections poured through long, slender branches, dancing shadows on the garden. Tiny dried blossoms hovered on forgotten stalks, crumbling bit by bit, night by night. Petals bleeding the colors of summer into memory, where rainbows and all things emerge and fall back into the meaningless. Songs flow, these liquid words that pour through my fingertips, and there is no source to the love that I long to share, but cannot, as this love is not mine, nor yours, nor anyone's to hold or let go of, as it is the longing, the grasping, and the memory of laying in the long summer grasses, weeping at the wonder and beauty of it all. What is so special about silence, when it is a thing that exists only as a word, as all things, even sound, are bites of sound or thought? All thought references other thought, and memory seems to weave an imaginary web. The Ouroboros spins and seems to create a circle with a center and edges. Echoes bloom and recede on the evening tides, sliding into dreams of moon songs, slowly eroding the cliffs of time and space, as space dissolves into the waves of thought from which it never emerged. Golden tongues whisper, and words seem to linger, hovering in the thought stream like a treasure that can be captured, but the thirst to drink the music explodes your heart, and it cannot hold even one word, one note, as all songs are played in the key of love. When the door is realized to be as substantial as thought, all is open, spacious, edgeless, centerless, and the division between love and not love dissolves. Galaxies of neurons spin light into the dream, tossing nets of ripples across the shimmering, never catching what it paints. Colors exploding, weaving stars into the galaxy and neurons into your brain. Waves cannot surf themselves, but fall constantly into their own deliciousness. Words cannot express themselves, but fall constantly into their own nothingness. The wetness of your eyes, iridescence sliding, rainbows cascading, this untranslatable language of beauty whispers your name, and there is no place to pin it, no golden key to the magic. It is all magic. Empty net of jewels, of reflections dissolving into openness, a skeleton key of words flowers memory into this universe immeasurable. Utterly naked, love is always complete, blooming and falling into petaled softness, neither real nor unreal. There is no place or time or endless space, rushing, roaring, streaming, soaring through the wings of your heart, falling gently, softly into sky, into wind, into the emptiness of these words, bursting, exploding, emerging, and dissolving into the flowering preciousness that you are, that love is, simply this wondrous humanness. There is no looking for answers, there are no questions, there are only love songs streaming from my fingertips, as there is no wondering why love, why beauty, why these tears. Tears leave no echo, yet we can hear them in our heart. Or is it the distant ocean weeping, longing to taste its own saltiness? Transparency washes away the horizon, sea falls into sky, and moon drifts through its own reflection. Stars hover, burning in their own radiance, and the last rays of starlight fall into your tears just to dance in the kiss of their own reflection. She was the dream of moonlight enchantment rippling, as she dreamed of starlight falling, drifting through a sea of naked moon. Even though they appear to be decipherable transmissions, words and letters fall apart into dissolving patterns as your heart reads them. Silently, echoes bloom and recede into the darkness of moonlight's last breath. There is no need to find the words that breathe me, ache me, into this dream ballet where we long to touch but never can. And that is inescapably, excruciatingly beautiful, and I can never tell you why. There is no need to sing the wonders of sunset dissolving, the sound of ancient sea dreams lapping on an empty beach leaves echoes twirling into the taste of words as they melt in your heart. Words fall one by one, erasing the word before it. There is no going back, as back is forward, and forward is a word. The taste of taste melts my tongue into love songs. There is nothing but wide, awake openness, nothing to say or not. Yet the dream of dreaming itself sings softly, a melody that wanders along the thought stream, bleeding memory into colors, bursting and dissolving. There is no goal or achievement. There is no one to gather flowers, to hold love. It is all love blooming, utterly empty, and within and without. There are no sides to love, richly bleeding into the great divide, erasing all sides and the middle, falling into itself. Love sings. We are echoes of poems scattering light across the universe, sky lace falling softly in the pale moon garden, trails of memory forgetting where the steps were supposed to lead, a dance of reflections, spinning light and shadow across the canyon walls, sliding into the river, splashing, cascading firefly songs melt your eyes into morning. We are poems that erase all sound and silence, weaving love into every breath, every word, the staccato of consonants clicking, and vowels that form our mouths into vessels that hold the explosion of forgotten tongues as we sing alone together along the meandering. Her heart was an open wound. She was the searching to stop the bleeding, trying to scrape off the cells of memory, to rewrite her DNA, to unwind the pain into letters she could read and press inside a book of flowers. She could not remember the singing she longed to hear. It seemed just beyond her ears was a song of homecoming, and the voices seemed to vibrate her heartstrings, cutting the wound deeper and deeper, slicing the sky, the earth, the world into love and not love. She could not stop the longing of every pore of her being to flower, to burst, and with every step along this garden path, more petals fell, more tears anointed the sting of hope and fear, and this longing for a never arising next. And the path led nowhere, never closer, never further from this dream of love, of peace, of what she did not know, could not know or grasp. And the magic continued to pull her inside out, to unravel her. Emptiness swallowed the heart of love as she dissolved into the longing to flower. Petals falling, dancing, flowing through her. She was the petaled softness, blooming and wilting, the scent of aliveness tasting her lips. The flower was the longing, exploding into a dance of wide open aliveness, with no parts or edges. No words were needed, no key was required to open the boundless. All words painted colors, dancing and sliding into rainbows cascading. Without source or substance, life continued to dance. There are no secrets to the book of poems that line your heart. All is revealed. Nothing is gained or lost. Nothing is real or unreal. Nothing is separate. There is nothing to join or be made whole, not even your broken heart, which aches you into this song. And in the word silence, letters fall off the line, and the image of a sound stopping paints itself. That stories unwind or belief dissolves is a story for a someone to tell. We and all things seem to arise in the telling, in the wording, such simple lines of thought that have no substance or weight or thickness, and are not there or not. As without another line of thought, there can be no comparing, no weighing which thought stream feels more real, and to whom. In circles, all thought, all words are defined by and reference other thought, other words. But there is always only one word exploding and dissolving. And isn't this a nice story about nothing at all? Waves surfing, falling into their own falling, their own wetness. And is the wave running away from itself or falling into itself? All arises in the poetry, the song of this and that, painting a world spinning around an imaginary point of view, eyes, hearts, reaching to find something solid, a place to rest, which seems to prevent the finding what cannot be found, as it has never been lost. This ease, this peace of no looking. And the dream remains, but it feels like edgeless, seamless love, softly, gently falling into love. The taste of words is like sky, like rain, like the scent of evening, pouring through a love song, melting my tongue. The universe dissolving into itself, the world that never was nor will be, flowering and wilting, drenched in the beauty of love. All is shimmering reflection without a sea or sky or clouds drifting. Nakedly colors blossom and dissolve, yet seem to hold light and illuminate echoes falling. Songs slice through their own words and get lost in their own melodies, breathing our hearts with a pulse of sensuous explosions. Waves of ecstasy scintillate as they dissolve into sand and leave no footprints where we once danced. Slip sliding around the edges and catapulting into the edgeless, disappearing into the centerless, dissolved in waves of bottomless love, echoes of songs fade into the fading. Beauty unwinds all ideas of beauty. Love eviscerates all ideas of love. And it is stunning and beyond belief that there is no beauty, no love, yet all is utterly beautiful, all is love. And this is not a mystery or a thing to be held, as love holds you. There is no separation outside of these words, sliding across the glass that no one reads or writes. Love paints itself and saturates the window, dissolving the glass, your skin, your eyes, your broken heart weeping. We are the enchantment, the beauty, the gentle spell of fairy tales spinning, and there is no home point in this compass of wonderment. Everyone is a trembling, elusive rainbow soaring through my heart, dissolving into colors bleeding, sunsets pouring into bottomless. Stories cannot be picked apart with a raven's beak, nor extinguished with sky. Fire illuminates itself. As you fall through my heart, I fall through yours. And there is no one, no place, no hand nor heart that can catch us. When you hear your heart song echoing across the vastness, you cannot help but listen. You have never not heard it, somewhere deeply beckoning you to the fire of your own demise. Many have the belief that I have something I can give them or transmit, as my songs can seem to hypnotize and lie under their pillows at night, waiting until the perfect dawn. Sky breathes, wind sighs, echoes weep. Oceans of songs pour through their own words, and melodies sink slowly into the embers and ashes, and soft winds gently caressing your nakedness, where memory sings you, sighs you, pours you into the song of reflections drifting. Tears cannot erase the shadows lining the deepest pockets of your heart that hold the secrets of dawn's embrace. You plunge your fingers into the darkness, combing through the memory of light as the fiber of your being is ripped and shredded into meaningless words, and the scent of echoes blossom into morning. Love falls in love with love through our eyes, our breath, our beating hearts, our lips tasting ocean songs through the saltiness of our tears. Ordinary and extraordinary, sublime and mundane, lose their compass as sails catch the sunset and we burn into the colors of moon. Galaxies of neurons sing stars into our eyes, weeping, dissolving into the dissolving. This poem holds no words. Nothing is revealed or lost. Nothing can, as there are no things and no hand nor heart to untangle this life, to comb the vastness into a completeness where stars never die and love will hold you forever in her blanket of moon. Nothing rests under the tangling roses. Wind has taken the leaves and blossoms. Shadows slide under the cliffs, waiting for spring. Dove floats softly through my open hand. Love swoons through itself, leaving no trace or echo. No song can hold or free itself. Words tumble down the canyon of joy and sorrow, singing high cliffs and deep, dark narrows into a lightly rippling melody, and a traveler of serpentine paths looking for the edge of sorrow. All seems to lead to a lofty place where birds will lift their wings, open your heart, and the tips of sky feathers will fall into a forever petaled softness of sky soaring through sky. But the path leads nowhere. It seems to traverse the mountain of agitation and ease, leaving no footprints. Yet you can never erase the wind propelling you into amazing heights of ecstasy and plunging you again and again into the darkness of despair and the longing for flight, as you are the winds of longing. You are liquid portraits of clouds, of hands, of hearts, reaching to escape their frames. Colors slide through the curtains of memory, stories bloom and recede. To whom do they sing? What is contained and what is spilled in the telling of the story? Oceans of rivers flow, never parting, never meeting, currents of light suspended in light. Outside the tale of dark and light, there is no darkness waiting to be born, nor light that is dying. There is no outside or inside at all. Love kisses itself through our beautiful tears, oceans of salty sweetness dissolving on our tongues. Wings of ocean songs pour through our open hands. Hands pour through the depths of sky.